Jack Roush and Carl Edwards met with the media at Atlanta Motor Speedway on Friday on the heels of the 100-point penalty and $100,000 fine NASCAR levied against the number 99 team for infractions found after last week's UAW Dodge 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Roush maintains what was found was unintentional and gave his view on the situation.
We were not culpable. It was not our intent. We did not have the expectation that thing come off. But apparently there's enough cheaters out there that have been playing in this area that they know absolutely for sure how much it's worth and the fact that there was an advantage. Carl says, and I support the fact that he says that he would have won that race with or without that panel being loose. But if it is the case that the panel being loose gave us an advantage, and if they want to react to that, that's fine. It's okay. It's acceptable. Just do it every time. But do it every time that they have something that comes up that way. And I'm not the one to suggest they haven't done that. There is a question about the 24 car being 2 inches lower, whatever it was at Daytona the year before last, and they decided since they could not see intent that it was okay, and they let it go. Now it was before qualifying, or I think it was before qualifying or at qualifying. They found that it was low and said, well, the team didn't intend for that to happen, so it was all right. But that may be the example of an exception where they've excluded culpability from being the thing that would determine whether or not there was a righteous penalty and whether or not the team had gotten advantage.
Edwards showed his frustration and said that all he could do was drive the race car, and again reiterated what was found was not intentional and that the penalties inflicted should be enough.
What are you supposed to do, turn back time or something? I mean, we crossed the finish line first. They took 100 points, take 10 out of the chase, and $100,000. That pretty much, we didn't get what you get when you win a race. You know what I mean? So I don't know what else you're supposed to do. Guys, it's really simple. Something came loose. It wasn't legal. We got a penalty. It's like, I swear on whatever we can swear on, it was not an intentional thing. That's the way it goes. This is just the... I don't know. I don't even feel like I should sit up here. It doesn't change anything I'm going to do. I just go out and drive the race car as fast as I can. It's not my responsibility to tighten that bolt.
Roush said he was embarrassed by the penalties and also offered a lie detector test for himself as well as other members of the Roush Fenway Racing team to show their innocence. Roush is still deciding whether or not to appeal the sanctions.
The only reason that I would consider coming back and making an appeal, and I won't be the only guy that makes that, my vote would be for making it or not making it. If we verify that the crew chief was not, he wasn't culpable, he didn't have intent to have that happen, that's kind of a death sentence for him for six races. We may decide that Chris Andrews or somebody else does a better job. He could lose his job. He won't lose his job. He's a great guy. He's doing a great job. But if he didn't have an intent for that to happen, and they took the 100 points off, they took the 10 points off going into the chase, they fined $100,000. Why don't they suspend me? Why don't they keep me away from the racetrack? I'll go fishing.
Edwards will be shooting for his third straight win in Sunday's Cobalt Tools 500. He was dropped from 1st to 7th in the Sprint Cup Series point standings with the 100-point penalty. Jeff Gordon took the pole for the race, his 64th in his Sprint Cup career. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Martin Truex Jr. will start 2nd and 3rd in Sunday's 4th race of the 2008 Sprint Cup Series season.